Hello, what's your name and what you do today?
My name is McInnes. I got top 8 at the San Antonio Case Tourney with Rescues.
Alright, let's get it.
Alright, so we've got 3 Hydrant. This is the adjustment that you make now that there's Airlifter at 1. To go along with that, there's 3 Preventer. I think this is a lot better now that you're opening with Hydrant and you are easily able to get Rescues cards in the grave when you open Airlifter. At emergency, if you got Ash or like hand trapped on the Airlifter, these cards in hand were just dead. But that's less of an issue now that you have Hydrant, which is always just able to make Link Revo. To go with that, 2 Turbulence and Impulse and Fire Engine. In hindsight, these probably should have been something else, like more hand traps for the mirror, but overall, like, they perform fine on the day. It's a really good going second card, so I would probably still leave at least one in, and then it also helps in the fielding matchup. And then I go along with that, all the normal Rescuees cards. I consider cutting HQ at one point, but I think it's just too necessary, unfortunately. And then more consistency cards, maxing out on Pot, Wanted, Witch, Original Sinful Spoil, and then to take advantage of all this, I'm playing Jet Synchron. Because we played through Hydrant and it's really easy for like you to have redundancy in the package, you would just do this, and then let's say you open Hydrant, if you get hand trapped, you're like, okay, but like, we can still play the game. We would go, alright, die a Bellstar, and then make Link Karibo with the Hydrant, send it off with Original Sinful Spoil, summon Jet Synchron, and then you have a Savage before you continue playing. So that's nice, and then you can also make Baron with Serpents, because that's a 9. And then Rhoda as well as the max consistency, and Ash, Valor, and Imperm. It's 42 in the main, 12 non-engine if you count, or 13 if you count the impulses. So in a perfect world, it's probably a little higher, but it performed well on the day. You can't complain too much. And then extra deck, Link Karibo. This should be a security dragon. I didn't have access to one, but it still gets the job done. 2 SP. I think this was the only card in the extra deck I didn't summon. The second one specifically. Obviously the first one's still very important and necessary. But the card in here that I usually play is not as Celine, and I think like you have to make cuts between this, the Typhon, and Celine. Like you can only play 2 of the 3. Typhon came up a couple times yesterday, so I don't think I cut it. But Celine did come up at least once, and I wish I had had it in the dust. So Sunlight Wolf, Proxy F is in here for Heat Soul, obviously. I don't play any of the fusions, but it's a generic Cybers Link monster. Like I said, Security Dragon's better, but it gets you to Heat Soul, and whenever you open just Hydrant, and if you don't open any other plays, it gives you access to like either load up the grave to make Turbulence and still have an end board. Hita, Dark, Nightmares, these are just good going second cards. The main reason why I feel the second SP is less important is because you can just like make these, clear the board, and then end the game, but whenever you SP to clear the board, you get locked out of ending the game. And then Appaloosa access code. This one doesn't come up too often, but like in random matchups where like if you're concerned against Super Poly, or you're playing against like like tier or something, like having something like this is like really important. And then Savage Baron, and then Typhon that I've already mentioned. And then in the extra deck, or side deck, we have Free Draw Lockbird. This is for Vanadium, Vanquish Soul, just all the random combo decks that there are in the format. Not for the mirror. I think with Hydrant, like if you open Hydrant plus like Preventer, like you're still making an SP, or if you open like Hydrant add Turbulence, like Droll just did nothing. It's impactful, and it's not good against the wanted package either, because if they just go like Hydrant add, like they've already gotten like a lot of their value. It was really good into like, it wasn't, I don't think it's urban too good in this deck, so yeah, I'm just gonna not put it as long as it's worth it. Warner, this is just like another effect Valor for the mirror. I tried things like Econ, and overall it just like didn't feel like it was worthwhile. So I wanted to max out on hand traps, going first, and then also going second. Like I just want to be able to like hit Turbulence, hit Hydrant, and now that it's getting special summon a lot more, making it more difficult for them to even get started. 3 Ghost Pill for Labyrinth, and there's another matchup that I'm forgetting, but it's one of the main 2. Oh, it's also good against Fire King. You can hit the Runix. And then to go along with that 2 Crow for similar reasons. This also it's like Vanquish Soul and like some other random stuff. I think Bell is like slightly better, which is why it's at 3 compared to 2. But Crow I think is still high impact, hitting like the Coup Clock. It also has big welcomes if they like leave that engraved. So overall I think Crow still has a big pace. And against Fire King you just like cut off the resources completely, so if you get into a grand game you're still favored because they don't have Chronix anymore. And then 1 Fire Attacker just to be able to summon off Impulse and maximize on all the hand traps. And then 3 back row hate for the mirror match. Overall I don't think it's impactful enough, but it gives you coverage against like some of the like grindy decks like Runic and whatever. So you just have a coverage against everything. It's not optimal against everything, but I think it, you cover all of your bases with this side deck and it gets the job done.
Cool. Any changes post Phantom Nightmare to the deck?
I'm still testing it. Overall, I think the Bonfire package is useful. I'm not sure how necessary it is. I think you still want to maximize on consistency, but I'm not sure like if playing into Droll that much is worthwhile. Still a lot of stuff to work out. I think like the Fire Princess package is really nice, giving you an uninterrupted grave. But overall, I'm not I'm not too sure how many changes are from the deck, but I think of the fire deck, it's the one that is impacted the least by Phantom Nightmare.
All right, cool. Thank you for the deck profile.
Yeah.